Okie dokie. Oh yeah! Huh? Huh?
Let's go! Let's go! Okie dokie.
I know I've said in other videos on this series that Dream Team's combat design luxuriates in how it can put its thumb on the scale in favor of the enemies with long attack chains and combos designed to put the smackdown on the player with little they can do to defend themselves about it. I mostly said that because of this particular boss fight coming in as the part of the lead up to the final boss encounter. In other series, I've said that Bowser boss fights tend to be polar opposites of each other. You either get amazing spectacles like in Super Mario World, or pathetic flounders like Super Mario Galaxy 2, and Giant Bowser from Dream Team is definitely in that shit category. There's only one reason this fight is complete shit, and it's exactly the reason why Gwyn from Dark Souls is only the slightest bit challenging. It's not that Giant Bowser is hard, or difficult, or even a smart combatant, he just has 6 attacks in a row, and it whittles down your health bar. There's nothing you can do about it. It's an actual battle of attrition that you will lose at least once, and again, it's not like these kaiju fights didn't start with great promise. 1, it's against Bowser, the guy who talks, boasts, and can taunt like the best of them, and duking it out with him in words would have been a ball of fun. But Luigi doesn't talk, so the best dialogue in this game runs into a brick wall with nowhere to go. You've got the attention to arena detail, the jump between platforms. This could have been really something, but what it turned into was a gimmicky battle with boredom and stupidity. Like I said, Giant Bowser is given the best ratio of turns between him and Luigi. It is actually 6-to-1. And you had better perfect all those dodges or else you are screwed before you even get a chance. The first part of the fight is pretty easy, just push Bowser around, dodge his tackles, and then dump him into some lava. But then he finds the next platform and jumps to a small fortress, and this is where it's either sink or swim, literally. The attacks will start with a Magic Koopa battalion firing magic barrages at Luigi, who has to shoot it back at them to win. Then an airship of Shy Guys will fire cannons at Luigi repeatedly. Then some Spear Guys will swarm Luigi dealing chip damage, followed by Spear Guys attempting to heal Bowser. He will fail 100% of the time at this, unless you are narcoleptic. Followed by Bowser jumping off the fortress onto Luigi and finishing up the attack chain with a Fire Breath Assault that Luigi will have to leap over. This is a ludicrous attack chain, and you have to dodge all of these attacks all at once just to be allowed another one of your turns. I seriously mean it when I say, what the fuck here? The cannons are honestly the worst, and that's because of Dream Team's wonky perspective cross-screen makes it incredibly difficult to time the smack that'll hit the cannonballs. Otherwise you get hit 3 times and take a huge chunk of your health into the bargain. This would have been fine if most of the retaliations hit Bowser, but they don't. You get no reward for doing well at this other than being able to continue fighting Bowser. There is no drink of water in the middle of these combos. You will either perfect the dodges all at once, or scrape by with a fraction of your health, and then have to spend the only turn that you get healing before getting right back into another ridiculous attack chain. The only saving grace to this absolute bonkers bullcrap is that you only have to survive 2 or 3 of these gauntlets to get to the final part of the fight, which is a hell of a lot easier. It's basically a Mario Party minigame where Bowser and Luigi knock each other around with the motion controls while the walls shatter and either Luigi or Bowser get dunked into the lava. Do that and the finishing blow comes up and Bowser gets smashed to pieces. Well, he would have, but this is Bowser we're talking about, the Lord of Comebacks. Kamek returns somehow and turns him into Titan Bowser for final go, and Luigi gets access to Star Driver, a more powerful version of the finishing blow move that Dreambert pulled out of Luigi's ass. This one is hard to pull off because you have to dodge incoming fireballs from the wounded Bowser. The first parts are easy, but when you get closer is when you have only split-second timing to get through the attack. The shitty thing is that this attack is quite long, there are a lot of fireballs, and if you hit even just one with the game's motion controls, then you fall and have to hit it again on your next turn. Bowser gets a turn too and will either throw massive fireballs or simply try to crush Luigi. And you have to be quick on the draw to not fail this with your stylus. I'm not even sure these attacks are instant kills, but I wouldn't be surprised. Whatever the case, they will do heavy damage, and guess what? Screw up here at the final move of the boss fight and you have to do this entire thing over again. Be forced to watch the cutscene, deal with the first part, perfect all the dodges again, do the mini game, and then get back to Titan Bowser. There are no checkpoints for this really long boss fight, and that might be the shittiest part of the whole thing. The giant Bowser fight is an actual battle of attrition, and the one thing that Kaiju fights should not feel like. It worked in Inside Story because Bowser was actually a bit more powerful than his enemies. You could feel the punch in his attacks through the DS, but they would send the enemies into a panic. But in Dream Team, the table is flipped, and it just feels like any other boss fight in the game that just has more complicated Guitar Hero-esque requirements around stylus flinging and motion-controlled bull spit. And with these 6 attack combos, Giant Bowser certainly makes it a case for it being the worst one in the game right before the final act gets rolling.